Hi everyone, today is January 27, 2023, and thank you for watching the Awesome10X Free Friday class. Today we're going to be reacting towards Tesla's earnings for Q22 and what we're looking forward towards all Tesla shareholders out there, whether you're trading it or you're just really a long-term investor for Tesla. Let's go and discuss what has transpired. Okay, so thanks for watching. If this is your first time, please don't hesitate to like or subscribe. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, guys. So, number one thing is that for those who are really interested, I'm gonna reference to you the and full year 2022 financial results and Q&A webcast. You can hear Mr. Elon Musk himself and a few others like Zachary discuss the results if ever you want to, get it from the horse's mouth yourself. You can just get it. This is an audio only conference webcast. You can just go to Tesla. There are a lot of subscribers, obviously, and then you can just listen on and get your updates from them. Okay, in the 9 minutes 55, Elon Musk assured all the investors that the orders are pretty high and they couldn't actually keep up with the demand, and they are just doing as much as possible to produce as many cars as they can. So let's take a look, guys, on another update that I would like us to watch at least a few minutes, which is presented also by Tesla, which is the Giga Nevada battery and semi manufacturing update. The Tesla Semi is, of course, the most advanced truck out there. And it's actually right now given and delivered on December 1, 2022 to Pepsi Frito-Lay. And let's actually take a look on this $3.6 billion investment, which is the Giga Nevada battery factory, which I believe in 2023 and going forward will really influence all the Tesla long-term shareholders out there. So let's go watch this milestone. So let's just try to go forward a few
Giga Nevada,
minutes.
and to help revolutionize the world. With this factory has made a massive effect on transitioning the world to sustainable energy, and it's something you should be incredibly proud of. And I'm incredibly proud of you guys for doing it. So. Yeah. Let's see. So we've made incredible progress at Tesla in building this factory and achieving tremendous output of cells, drive units, power electronics, stationary battery packs. But there's more. So it's hard to believe that it was almost a decade ago that we started building this place. I mean, I can remember coming out here to the Tahoe Reno Industrial Complex, as it's interestingly named, and it was nothing. There was just rocks, and now we've got this incredible factory. It's the most advanced cell and battery and powertrain factory in the world, and yeah, literally from a pile of rocks. So it actually took me a moment to sink in. I spent so much time in this factory since I actually was camping out on the roof at one point in a little tent, just to sort of save time from going to the hotel. Just pitch a little tent on the roof and live there. It gets pretty cold at night, I have to say. but just coming in here and seeing all the snow on the ground, I mean, this is such a beautiful area that we're in. And the wild horses.
Guys, I'm gonna like fast forward to a few things, guys. Okay, so like you can watch the whole thing. Let's just go fast forward a few things here.
Yeah, to your friends and family, and about to come to work here because we're gonna scale up big time, and it's gonna be great. So, yeah, yeah. So it's interesting to see the original goal. We thought, at the time, people thought this was a crazy amount of batteries. In fact, this was when we started out. This one factory was set up to build more lithium-ion batteries than the rest of the world combined, and it remains by far the biggest factory in North America. And the reason we built it was because there literally weren't enough lithium-ion batteries. If you took all of the factories on Earth combined, it wouldn't be enough to make.
Guys, let me just fast forward a few things. So basically in 2014, their goal was quite simple, just 35 gigawatt hours in a year. And they're actually exceeding this because Tesla Giga factories today can actually already produce in Lathrop, California, 40 gigawatt hour per year. So that's quite a feat. Let's go forward to a few things here as well. Let's go.
Small portion. So we've got plenty of room to grow. And I should say that
they're expanding the factories here. The batteries are, of course, going to be important. These are the product outputs. Let's just go forward. 7.3 billion Panasonic battery cells, 37 gigawatt hours annually. You've got 1.5 million battery packs, 3.6 million drive units, 1 million energy modules, which is 14 gigawatt hours plus total. Just go through the slides here. And now they are assuming that they can estimate about $6 billion annually from just the Giga Nevada per year. That's induced, indirect, and direct. These are, of course, the Giga Nevada battery team, and they are expanding. We'll go through the news about this. Of course, they are expanding with a $3.6 billion new expansion of the Giga factories. The Nevada with additional 3,000 direct jobs hired, 4 million square feet of new manufacturing space. This is going to be it. And you'll get actually a 4680 cell factory, the batteries, the Tesla Semi. So that will be this blue and green, which is quite an expansion from their current footprint, right? All right. There's a lot of slides, but so this would be the looks of the 4680 cell factory. It's quite automated, as you can see, the best in class. Of course, the high volume semi manufacturing is going to be quite a game changer for Tesla. Tesla Semi has actually already shown since December 2022 their latest product with the Frito-Lay and Pepsi trucks. Basically, this is carrying with an 80,000 load capacity, 80 to 82,000 full load capacity for a range of 500 miles. So that's definitely a cost savings for all the truck drivers. It's actually, in my view, going to it's better basically than BYD 1211. I think there have already been comparisons made vastly better versus the BYD 1211. So if you're really interested on just the Tesla Semi, I would encourage you to go through YouTube videos. Just type in Tesla Semi. A lot of great electric channels are talking about it. I think Clean Watts, Electric Viking. I'm sorry, there's just too many great Tesla channels to mention that I think that you can actually search it yourself. But basically, there's a lot of Tesla Semi rundowns for you to really appreciate what kind of feat has been done with the Tesla Semi and what was released December 1, 2022. Okay, so they're expanding all these great products in Nevada. Let's show to you guys. So there's, of course, a lot of congratulatory speech from the senators, etc., and the officials. Let's go through the exact earnings results now. It's not no break. It's a great thing. We were very bullish on Tesla on this earnings results, and we did hit that 10% earnings results after hours, and it actually reached our initial target for February, which is to hit 150 to 165. We reached Tesla at about 160. We gave a buy call actually at about 100. Really, we were buying about 110, 115, and further added at about 100 January 6th, specifically on the price cuts on China. And really, that made a huge bottoming signal in the market. If you're an Awesome10X member, yeah, actually, specifically on January 6th, we did actually, January 6th, we gave a huge topic on giving deep dives on Tesla. So actually, what you'll hear today is some of it was discussed in our Jan 6, Jan 9, Jan 10, Jan 11. And if you've been following my Twitter at Faces Trader, which you can just like and subscribe, well, you can subscribe to it. It's just like, yeah, you can see how bullish we are on how much we have been really saying that Tesla is a high quality buy for 2023, depending on either short-term time frame, which is really at 106, 110, you could basically get that 40-50% reward initially. And if you're really long-term, let's discuss about the long-term implications after these results. Okay, so a lot of analysts have been hiking their price targets. You've got Goldman Sachs, even after the results, still saying that Tesla could rally more than 40%. And I couldn't really read the this is a premium article in CNBC, and I'm now like subscribed to it, but I don't know the positives that they're saying. But I will tell you the good things about the results, at least what I can find from the Tesla itself, from earnings results from Tesla itself. Great numbers. Basically, you had your revenues beating, you've got your earnings also beating. Automotive gross margins were 26%, although low figure in the last 5 quarters. I would still say that this actually has room to grow. So it's not really as bad. And obviously, the price cuts will impact a bit on their gross margins, but it's not really as bad as you will think because the demand is pretty high. And we have actually shown, and I think a lot of Tesla bulls will also share to you, that the price decrease of about 33% in Germany, in China, 20 to 33% in China, Germany, US, has triggered a massive flood of orders in which the market share of Tesla has gone mainstream from prior luxury market of about 10% addressable market. Now Tesla's covering about 30% market share in terms of electric vehicle penetration rate, which is really a good news. Opening up to more than, I think somebody estimated more than 250 million households as an addressable market due to that in lowering of price. Okay, so let's also take a look. CEO Elon Musk guided that they could produce 2 million cars this year. They believe that they could also give 1.8 million deliveries from their current 1.3 million delivered cars. So earnings was actually better than expected. Their revenues is about 24 billion, which is actually up $21 billion for the fourth quarter, representing a 33% growth year over year. 467 million of that came from regulatory credits. This is up nearly half from last year's period. So they've been actually collecting more IRA tax credits. And we do expect that as the energy generation and storage businesses go, and as more products actually happen this 2023 with more production, as you can see, the expansion of the factories, more production, more deliveries will will equate really to Tesla being the growth stock that it is. So they are accelerating their cost reduction roadmap. They're focused on high production rates. So they have been actually very efficient, and they are also on track to begin the highly anticipated Cybertruck at Giga Texas. They also said that the next generation vehicle platform is under development and more details will be shown on March 1, 2023. They're targeting 50% year-on-year growth. So 1.3 million plus 50% is roughly about 2 million. So 1.3 plus 650, between 1.8 to 2 million, they're guiding that. And they're expecting to remain ahead for the vehicles. All right. So let's take a look also at some news, just results and news. We should note that as of, I believe, January, Tesla already beat in 2022 when the results were out. Tesla already beat Germany's BMW, Volkswagen, to be the best-selling 2022 luxury car brand in the US. This is actually a very first time that American cars actually beat German or European cars in the luxury segment. So in the last 12 months, luxury cars actually grew. The demand, brands like Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Lexus all benefited from this. But it's also important to note that in the growth of the EV market, Tesla actually shined with the most number of luxury car sales in the US. So these are about $100,000 cars, demonstrating that among buyers of 2022 electric cars, Tesla made the highest, number one for the luxury cars that it makes. Also, for the Model Y and Model 3, these have surpassed BMW in the US. I believe that the Model 3 is now hitting the mainstream market with the price cuts of $45,000 for the car from prior 52, and it's also, of course, gonna get that $7,500 EV tax credit, so which will accrue to Tesla's margins even at the price cut. So there are many reasons to consider the victory. First and foremost, Tesla's victory is the very first for a US car to beat Germany. The best-selling model in 2022 was Model 3. 240,000 units were sold. And we can see that this is the best-selling car so far for Tesla, not just in the US, but also in China. So the Model Y is the second highest best-selling model with 120,000 deliveries. This is the first time also that American car company has led luxury sales charts in nearly 25 years. Even if EVs are not the only solution for the future, this is the very first time that the brand producing only electric cars is at the top. This is also the most recent news. In Germany, it says that Tesla can now benefit from full $7,000 EV subsidies. And this is actually going to result into 33% price cut in Tesla cars. So what Tesla's doing is really increasing market share across Giga Berlin, Giga Shanghai, and Giga Nevada. So these are really good. Giga Texas, Nevada. You've got the German industry really helping. The recent massive price cuts is across all markets now, Europe, China, US. And yeah, it's now eligible, Model Y, Model 3. So that would actually help in terms of demand, which is the reason why Elon Musk basically confirmed in the call that they're quite confident with that 1.8 million to 2 million cars delivered despite this recession. Perhaps because also in reality, also because of the price cuts. Okay, so this is one of the most important earnings results that you have to be aware of. The investment to grow the Gigafactory in Nevada. You can actually watch the entire 19 minutes. But basically, in 2014, Tesla invested $3.5 billion in Nevada, building its first Gigafactory just to produce 35 gigawatts of battery cells. They've already exceeded that. And about 8-9 years after, they're going to grow this to build producing. So they're now actually, as you saw in the update, it's about 37 gigawatt hours annually, So the expansion is going to be building the Tesla Semi, which is the heavy new factory trucks. So it's going to be a semi-manufacturing updates. It's going to be a challenge to all the traditional truck makers out there. It's going to compete with your Daimler, Volvo, BYD. I guess it will basically bankrupt Rivian. We'll see. Tesla's building this factory, and they will add 3,000 employees here. And they're going to be building more advanced battery cells. And yeah, so this is a big deal. I'm not sure how fast the deployment would be, but this is something to look forward to. And this is, of course, the Tesla Semi delivered on December. They're saying, and they've a lot of people have already tested and confirmed that the Tesla, which advertised themselves with a range of 500 miles, makes it very suitable for a lot of American trucks, logistics and shipping. It's generally gonna lower the costs. And of course, it will help. Daimler, who currently owns Freightliner trucks, is banking on hydrogen fuel cells to eliminate tailpipe emissions from long haul trucks. Volvo, which is the largest truck maker worldwide after Daimler, is also pursuing the same strategy to begin mass producing hydrogen fuel trucks, and hydrogen still remains more expensive than diesel. So this news, of course, came about during the speech, which you saw in the video a while ago, which I shared. This is the also a news that you should be aware of. So far, they said that they've deployed 6.5 gigawatt hours energy storage in 2022, and they're thinking very carefully about the next Megapack factory site. So Lathrop, California can now actually produce 40 gigawatts. That's also huge. A lot of people have been very bullish about the Megapack. Let's just go through this as well. So far in the energy storage deployments, or the Tesla Energy, this is a growing business. Tesla already grew 64% year on year in 2022. They've been increasing their solar and energy storage deployments. Solar deployments went up 18% from 85 to 100 megawatts. Storage deployments grew from 978 to 2.5 megawatt. So a 152% increase. So far, if you recall, these battery packs, they're saying that the quarterly cost is about $1 million, 739, sorry, 1 billion, I believe. And then 739. Nonetheless, it currently still continues to represent just a fraction of total revenues. Total automotive revenues for Q4 was 21 billion versus the 15.8 billion total cost of revenues for automotives in that time frame. Okay, so let's take a look at this battery energy storage system, which started as a business in 2015. Okay, so this is the deployment so far. So you've seen the energy storage is now 6.5 gigawatts. And this year solar is quite small, but what's really getting huge attention now is the Tesla Megapacks. The annual Megapack storage, as you can see from this chart, understandably, the progress will develop as they're expanding the battery cells in-house. The further it grows, Elon Musk obviously is very much also believing that this will accelerate their energy storage business. The more they expand the battery cells, and this was reiterated also by Zachary Kirkhorn, the CFO. Remember, actually, in January 10, Tesla filed for a $776 million increase expansion for Texas Gigafactory. In this case, I believe that they were gonna increase the battery cells. So I think going forward, the point that we are showing to you is that Tesla is really growing and ramping up the production, and therefore it is highly feasible for them to meet those delivery targets. A thing that you should also consider is that a lot of the US vehicle owners right now have definitely considered an EV. Right now, the key word obviously is that this is just potential, because we're not sure if these Americans who want to own a car can actually afford it. But 65% is pretty high, considering the current EV penetration rate in US is just 6%. So that can actually grow over the years. There's also the China EV penetration so far as of 2022. For China passenger new electric vehicle, it's about 30%. The penetration rate among local Chinese brands is about 51%. Mainstream brands are just about 4.9%, luxury brands 23%. Take note that as of January 6, obviously that was the catalyst that everybody talked about, the chess move of Tesla, of really lowering the price to encourage the vehicle sales of Tesla Model 3. For those who aren't aware, prior to the price cuts, BYD, which is a close competitor with number one sales, was having a $10,000 discount versus Tesla. Now that Tesla lowered a lot of the prices, the discount that BYD 1211 cars can only have $600. So really, a lot of people went up to stores. And you can see that the traffic and transactions have gone up in Tesla stores worldwide, going up several times. In Ningbo, for instance, in some news articles, the Model Y deliveries went from 1 to 4 weeks to about 2.5 weeks. Definitely, there's a lot of strength after the price cuts. These were news that happened just 3 days after the price cuts. Tesla delivering more than 10,000 vehicles in a day. And then Tesla getting 30,000 orders in just 3 days after price cuts. That's quite significant given if you take a look at the Q4 2022, you've got actually just 120,000 vehicle deliveries in China in that quarter. So if you've got like 30,000 in just 3 days, you can imagine that the sales in China for Q1 2023, if you're gonna check Q1 2023 numbers, let's say you're gonna hold this for 3 months and 3 months next, I believe that the momentum for Tesla's sales are really gonna do well. Actually, what we mentioned for most of the Awesome10X members was that we weren't actually confident with Q4 2022, but we were more confident in 2023. So had the earnings results didn't do well, we would actually most likely be buying more Tesla shares at about 140 below or 130s, 120s. And then really looking forward towards a higher target, maybe in the year end towards $180 to $200. $165 right now puts Tesla at about $500 billion market cap, which is gonna be trading around. Well, if you're gonna look forward, you're gonna assume that it's gonna be trading between 4 to 5 times price to sales, and I think you're gonna be looking somewhere at about 40 times multiple, really depending on how the earnings will come out for this 2023. If you're paying at 165 above, okay. So of course, if you've paid at 110 below, then definitely you're safe and secure. So in 2022, Model Y was the best-selling electric vehicle in Austria. This came out from Tesla's updates themselves. So Austria, Belgium, Switzerland, Germany, Norway, Portugal. So all the Tesla bulls can actually get all the details prior to the earnings results, just going towards the Tesla YouTube channel, the Tesla websites, the Tesla Twitter handle, and so on. So they're basically very transparent. You can basically infer and make your assumptions even before the results come out. So it was the best-selling car in Iceland and Norway. Europe loves Tesla. And take a look at the data. In 2022, Tesla was the one that was only the growing. If you'll see the outlier, the entire industry was actually falling. Ford down 10%, Chevy down 1%, Ram down 18%, Toyota RAV4 down 1%, Toyota Camry down 5%, GMC Sierra down 3%, Honda CR-V down 34%, Toyota Tacoma down 6%, Jeep Cherokee down 15.5%. But Tesla Model Y actually grew 32%, which tells you that the luxury car market, which is Tesla Model Y, really is capturing a huge chunk, even when the entire car industry or the auto industry is not actually doing well. So that shows to you price. It's good in the price cuts are actually great to induce more demand. But even in 2022, when the price cuts were not happening, Tesla Model Y was by far also the clear market share growing company. Of course, this is also the share of the top 15 EV battery makers in China. We should note that Tesla has been a huge supply, has been getting a lot of supply from CATL. So number one is CATL, then you've got BYD. So a lot of those 4680 cell production is in partnership, also getting some of that from CATL. Okay, so this is also important to everyone looking on Tesla for the long term. We note that the lithium mines in Thacker Pass, I think in Nevada, is likely to also happen. And a lot of people, of course, commented that there could be a lithium belt or lithium valley in the US. The race for the new EV batteries on. We also believe that developing the battery technologies for the US is going to be quite important because you can see China has been dominating this. So Lithium Valley in California Energy is called the Imperial Valley Project. This could supply as much as 40% of the world's lithium demand. And so far, they are developing the resource. Lithium, as Elon Musk has always been fond of saying, is the new oil, because lithium is really the most important cost in your battery packs or battery cells, which are basically needed whether you're doing energy storage or electric vehicles and so on. So you've got Tesla's co-founder JB Straubel also aiming to basically increase the US EV battery market with a 3.5 billion South Carolina plant. This is also very huge, which was reported in December 2022. That is the Redwood Materials run by Tesla co-founder JB Straubel. So this is huge. You can see that they're expanding. So far, for those who are looking in the battery mega batteries, mega packs, and all that, the big ones to watch is Tesla, Redwood Materials, which is not listed, and Ford. Ford is actually also building that battery pack, although Ford will only start production 2025. So there's quite a lead from Tesla. You've seen how a lot of Chinese companies have been leading also in battery recycling. CATL has been doing that. You've got in US Redwood and Lee Cycle in Toronto. Yeah, so these are still starting. Lee Cycle is starting in 2023. Redwood has started producing their first product, copper foil, outside Reno, Nevada. So basically, guys, in terms of these things, it's very important that if you're bullish Tesla, we also said that we are bullish commodities for obvious reason that electrifying the future will incur a lot of copper, lithium, nickel, manganese. I mean, I think less on the manganese because they are able to produce a lot of batteries more on just utilizing those three, copper, lithium, nickel. Okay, but mostly on copper. Let's also understand that we know that China is huge for Tesla's growth cycle. Take note that the second in command is Tom Zhu. He is actually I think he's already been overseeing some battery factories in US, not just in China. So it just tells you the foray of the strength and the acceleration of Tesla when it comes to battery and energy. We do have to take note that in previous Tesla remarks, Elon Musk said that the energy business will be bigger than the automotive business at some point in time. So that's something that a lot of Tesla bulls are also looking forward to watch in 2023. For those who aren't aware, what is the Tesla Mega Pack? It's basically lithium-ion battery stationary energy storage product, this BESS, manufactured by Tesla Energy. This was started in 2014, 2015, and then kept on growing. So Powerwalls, then you've got the Tesla Mega Pack, which was launched in 2019, which was basically larger than your Powerwalls. This can now store up to 3.9 megawatt hours of electricity. So these are them. They actually deployed 6.5 gigawatts of these as reported in 2022 full year results. They are selling that for $2.4 million. That's the battery pack price. I think some people are saying that the margins is really gonna be incremental and huge. Some are sharing 50% margins, some are saying 30% margins. Either way, the point of the matter is that these battery packs are really gonna be a huge bottom line for any Tesla bull to look forward to. There are a lot of deliveries, and yeah. So the future of reliable renewable energy will have to be on the storage. You've got solar panels and you've got storage. They did actually say in their website. So most of these are all coming from the Tesla website, guys. So the Tesla website talked about the cleaner grid. The future of renewable energy relies on large-scale energy storage. Take note that each unit has enough power for averaging 3,600 homes for an hour. So each mega pack also has a 20-year warranty and 24/7 support. Obviously, a lot of countries love the Tesla mega packs. You've got Austria ordering more, Australia. Of course, they've already done this in Belgium. So really, a lot of countries and governments who are adamant in increasing their transition to electrifying and renewable future. Most of them are really entering into large scale battery contracts here with us, so 10 megawatts, gigawatts. We're talking about mga 1 gigawatt, 2 gigawatt, 3 gigawatts, so quite a lot. Okay, this is so 1 megapack is 3 megawatt hours, 3.9 actually. So when it started in 2019, it was 3 megawatts. Now it's 3.9. So they were able to expand it and better density. So so from 2019 to 22, in 3 years' time, they were able to actually squeeze in a lot more energy in just a single megapack. So that just tells you that they have been growing in efficiency for the battery cells, which is basically very strong, producing 40 gigawatts right now of megapacks per week. So yeah, quite strong, no? Yeah. Okay, so these are the ones that just to show to you, the mega packs are this is the Gambit Energy Storage in Angleton, Texas. This is an 81 unit, 100 megawatt system providing the grid with renewable energy storage, greater outage protection during severe weather conditions. This was done in Alaska, installing a 37 unit, 46 megawatts, increasing renewable energy capacity along Alaska, reducing the reliance on gas turbines, helping to prevent battery outages. You've got this one is Australia. Australia was so happy that they actually added more and adding more orders. Megapack Systems here is the largest renewable energy storage park in the world. This provided backup protection to Victoria in case there is an outage in their electricity. So this is a 212 unit, 350 megawatt system. And this is what I'm saying, that they're now adding more. So in Australia, after doing that case study, a few years after, they secured another big win with a 200 megawatt hour megapack order for Australia. So they're adding more of that. Actually, that was March. Yun. So March 2022. These are the news. Of course, in 2018, they also did the Kauai Island. So the island, which basically had a record-breaking solar and battery plant. This was Tesla building it 2017. So they basically built it in several case study projects in Alaska, in Kauai Island, in Texas, in Australia, just to prove that these battery BSS is very much scalable, deployable anywhere. So it's really just like a container van, and it's got a lot of mega packs inside batteries. So of course, in December, the Lathrop was a buzz and activity. This was the California battery factory, Fremont. So a look at Tesla's facilities, really putting the pedal to the metal for the future of energy storage. This is producing 40 gigawatts of battery systems annually, which basically hyped up everyone. If you want to actually read more, you can just search about the Tesla Megapacks yourselves. A lot of videos have also shared about this Lathrop factory, the BESS factory in Lathrop. Yeah, so of course, they've been adding more employees in their batteries. And then this is some people actually try to guesstimate what would happen. So if you watch the prior earnings results in the past, actually the energy business has already been growing 150 to 200% annually. It's about 150% to be fair. 4680 battery production has been growing a lot. And of course, with the Giga Nevada factory increase, this will basically be more. And that's great. Now, of course, IRA tax credits will be big. Tesla would qualify for that. Whether they can hit this much of production, well, this is too much, 1,000 gigawatts. But maybe let's talk about like 40 gigawatts. That would be huge, right? So some people are talking that this is perhaps a $250 billion opportunity for just the mega packs alone, which is equivalent already to half of the market cap of Tesla. Because right now, at 165, 500 billion, $80 per share, if you really hit that 250 billion over time for Tesla Energy. Some people try to calculate what's the IRA potential, which is the tax credits for the battery storage. Even if you think that this is not really realistic, the point that I'm saying is that there's a lot of upside on the energy business that the world still will have to calculate over time as it gets into more of the results. Because right now the revenues obviously isn't reflecting this great business line for business of Tesla, which is Tesla Energy. So Tesla is obviously a big company. It's not an auto company. It's not an energy company. It's, you could argue that it's a climate change renewable company. Basically, the mission is just to get us into to transition towards a better sustainable future. So it's really the best stock when it comes to sustainability. So yun, you can actually watch a lot of the mega factories. You can watch it yourself. A lot of analysis on how they expanded the energy storage businesses. That's really a great video for you to watch if you want to do so. This came from CNBC. They released this a year ago. They doubled it. They're actually not just doubling their energy storage business with the Giga Nevada factory. That's gonna be significant. So that's the reason why you want to watch for this revenue format over time. Yeah, if you want to watch this 100x investing, try to discuss whether Tesla Energy is going to be a $250 billion opportunity just on Tesla Energy alone. I think it's a good analysis. That's why I'm sharing it to you if you want. You might think that it's way too much, but you know, the point is that there is that opportunity over time. Of course, this is for you to watch how the solar power. Anyway, this came from Tesla itself. Okay, guys. So, yeah, as of latest update, December 2022, as I said, Belgium increased more mega packs. They are already, yeah, it's now online with 50 megawatt, 100 megawatt of storage, making it the largest BESS installation in Europe. BESS stands for Battery Energy Storage Systems, which is going to bring changes to the utility grid in the Belgian city of Lezines, which is dependent on gas-fired turbines for electricity for the last 70 years. So this is really a huge win. As of 2022, December 30, well, it's the same. It just talks about the 36 homes for an hour or 150 homes for 24 hours. Yep. So this is the growth. You can see this from the CNBC, but CNBC has only until 2020. So we saw 2022, it's about 6.5. In 2023, we look forward on whether we can hit 20 to 40 gigawatts, hopefully, in terms of energy storage deployments. In terms of the hype in battery, I also took a look in several industry reports. So this doesn't come from Tesla. This does not come from Tesla. This came from actually Bloomberg and some battery analysts, which is really trying to study industries. No, the cumulative storage deployment so far is likely to also grow in tandem with the PV or the photovoltaic deployment. Take note that in the PV or the solar PV cells, the growth really came about from China. So the US has a lot to catch up in terms of storage deployments. And take note that as lithium ion battery has continued to fall over the last, well, as of this year, actually, if you're going to go 2022, lithium was very expensive. But so far for 2023, lithium has fallen about 20% so far from the peak. So nonetheless, with economies of scale, manufacturing competition, there could be cheaper cars over time, cheaper electric vehicles, if we can really improve on the battery production. Okay, better density, more economies of scale, etc. So obviously, these BESS is gonna help in terms of smoothening your outages, etc. No, so net load is energy demand after accounting for solar and wind generation. You basically need to store all that solar and wind that you generate, all that electricity power. So you really have to have the BESS. So battery storage applications and potential value streams. They say that this did not come from Tesla. So this came from like industry reports, so that you know that this is independent. That the battery providing firm capacity can provide energy arbitrage and transmission congestion relief. So really helpful when you can store the energy. The takeaway is that in most power systems today, storage is not yet needed to integrate large amounts of variable renewable energy. Standalone are typically not yet cost effective, but this could change over time. Storage applications will need to consider duration, location, ability to combine and monetize multiple services. As you heard from me a while ago, the Tesla Mega Pack, which is 3.9 megawatts, is worth about 2.4. Purchased selling price is $2.4 million. So I'm pretty sure high margin for Tesla, and well, that's good for Tesla shareholders. But over time, if they can produce a lot, I think that they can also lower prices. As you can see, how the prices of Model 3s and Model Ys are now getting price cuts. Conclusions. Well, a lot of analysis says that so far renewable integration application for energy storage is not yet cost effective in most grids. This could change over time, as I said. But I think that with a lot of countries that are actually incorporating BESS, this may actually change over time. Yeah, there's a lot of Inflation Reduction Act is basically very helpful, guys, for BESS, the 30% tax credits. Take note that in December 2022, the US Department of Energy, Clean Energy States Alliance, they actually had this webinar, and you can actually watch it online if you wish. I took a look on some of the important slides there. You can see that the clean electricity tax credits and clean manufacturing tax credits is roughly $200 billion. And any Tesla fan would basically know that Tesla would basically apply for these tax credits for the next 9 years and probably get a huge chunk of that. So if you think about it, this is about $200 billion. If Tesla gets about 50% of that, that's $100 billion in the bottom line. Or even if it's just $50 billion, 25% of that, that's $50 billion of tax credits that would accrue towards Tesla over the next 8 years. So that's huge, guys. Take note that the Inflation Reduction Act is really one of the most important clean energy initiatives worldwide. This is the largest climate and clean energy investment in American history. 10 years of support to manufacturers, installers, and investors. Very helpful basically for Tesla and all other the rest, like even Ford will basically benefit from this. Any battery maker, domestic job creation, obviously, saving American thousands of dollars in home and transport costs, extra benefits for low and middle income consumers, and it will reduce your greenhouse pollution to about 40% less by 2030. These are the Inflation Reduction Acts. This is how they basically analyze how it would go down in terms of emissions. Clean electricity is anything that will zero emissions, no, carbon neutral, whether it be carbon capture, storage, utilization credits extended, also useful for nuclear. I think we have said in many past lessons how we are bullish also nuclear. Uranium just broke the $50 per pound, so quite a good bullish secular play for those who are long-term bullish on these metals. Yeah, if you want to read more, I think a good Twitter handle to also check out is Zero Sum Game 33. He did quite a lot of mathematical assumptions on how much the mega pack potential would be. In his analysis, he said that you actually have about 50% margin. He also multiplied like how much tax credit per kWh per battery cell, which is $35. This came from IRA. The tax credits, which is 10% here, the $10 production tax here. So he actually allocated about $1.8 billion of tax credits. Per unit, that would be about $1 million. Per megawatt deployed, 254. So we actually assume that at scale, there could be as much as $30 billion on Megapack when it's full scale. And this would be the per unit cost metrics. The total COGS would be about $1 million. So since it's getting sold at 2.4, then you can see that he's assuming a 50% margin. Yeah. So there's definitely a lot of people who took in all the time, guys, to try to analyze basically how much Tesla's going to benefit from all these revenue streams and potential profit streams. Um, if you're gonna ask me what to do if you have a Tesla, let's give you also the rundown in Tesla shares right now. Now, this is your Tesla chart. You can see that Tesla has fallen 70% from its peak of about 400. It bottomed shortly after here at $100 and did rise towards 160. That is a 60% pop over the last 30 days, actually less than 30 days, from Jan 6 to Jan 27. That would be 21 days. We do assume that a lot of bulls will continue to be rewarded, but in general, if you do not have a low cost, you may want to try to wait somewhere at about 120 to 140, or try to get an average of 130 below for the next few quarters, since we see that the trajectory is well, we think it's up, but probably not too high, right? So if you're thinking about like the next 6 months or 12 months, definitely any dips of Tesla would likely be cap downside, given the, as long as of course they continue to beat their earnings quarters. The next earnings of Tesla would be on April 24. So we'll see more rundowns on the mega packs, on the Tesla Semi, updates about the factories. And it's really quite good to have Tesla for your long term. What you just want to see is resistances as well. Take note that there are some heavy resistances here, however, at 165 towards 200, and definitely more resistance at 240. So just be careful out there, because definitely this is not a one-way street. A lot of people will still continue to pummel Tesla here. Definitely, this is not just like going up to the moon. You've got some selling resistances here, some pressure here at 180 to 200, and more sellers here at 240. So, but definitely there's a lot of buyers as well here at 120, more so if it goes below 120. Okay, so have a good night, guys, and I hope that you learn more about Tesla, and hope that you have a good evening. Have a happy weekend, guys. Bye bye.